If you're looking for a guide to install Bazzite on your PC, you're in the right place. This is a full step-by-step guide. I will cover everything: USB creation, installation, and basic setup. I will also add quality of life features such as a custom boot menu. This will work if you plan to go for full Bazzite or if you want to dual boot with Windows, and includes instructions on how to set up Bazzite so it behaves just like Steam OS. My guides are comprehensive, which means they're long. That's because I do them in depth, clearly, and account for all situations. Let's start. Step 0. What is Bazzite? Bazzite is an operating system based on Linux. It's focused on being user-friendly and great for gaming. It's my favourite of the gaming distributions overall due to its simplicity and compatibility. It just works. But it's not for everyone. Here are the pros and cons. Pros. It is very easy to use and set up, and it works on virtually all hardware without any specialist knowledge. It works seamlessly whether it's your only operating system or if you want to have it side by side with Windows. It's quite hard to break Bazzite because it is a so-called immutable distro. It plays games easily without fuss, and it can be configured as either a normal desktop experience or a full-screen Steam Big Picture mode with the ability to use it like a console, as you might have seen in Steam OS. You can operate it fully with a controller or use keyboard or mouse, completely up to you. But Bazzite does have cons. Linux, including Bazzite at the time of recording, will not play a lot of the games that use kernel-level anti-cheat. That includes popular games like COD and Battlefield. You can look at the website areweanticheatyet.com to see if your particular games will work. Whilst the compatibility overall is excellent, it's not universally guaranteed in the same way it is on Windows, and not all apps are supported well. Industry professionals and people that use the Adobe suite or other specific programs for productivity, you may wish to stick with Windows or dual boot to ensure that you can still get your work done. Step 1 is making the USB. Before we do anything, 2 highly important warnings that you need to listen to now. Firstly, back up any vital data before starting. That goes for working on any operating system. It's not specific to Bazzite, just keep your files safe. 2. If your PC uses BitLocker or device encryption, ensure you have access to your recovery key before starting. You can check if BitLocker is enabled by typing BitLocker into the Windows search bar. The window will tell you if it's on. But as a belt and braces approach, you should also go to aka.ms/myrecoverykey and sign in. If you find a key there, make a note of that recovery key because that means you do have device encryption enabled on your computer. I will assume you currently have Windows installed and are currently using the target PC right now. I'm demonstrating the process on this awesome desktop PC today, kindly provided by our sponsors at pc36.co.uk. Okay, guide time now. To install Bazzite, you need a USB stick, 8 GB or larger. Plug that into your PC. Now we're going to need an imaging app to make the USB. You can't just copy the files over. You can choose either Rufus or Fedora Media Writer. Fedora Media Writer is the official tool, but I will use Rufus today because the workflow is consistent with my other guides and it works very well for me. Go to rufus.ie. Download the latest version with the P on the end. Next, we need to get the Bazzite installation files. Go to bazzite.gg, then hit the download button. Here we have a series of drop-downs. Focus and pay attention at this point. I'll show you ways that you can alter these choices later if you change your mind or make a mistake, but make the right choice now. It's going to make things much simpler as we go on. From the top menu, choose desktop, unless you have a specific named device from the list. Even if you want to use it as a living room PC, I think desktop is going to work the best. Under GPU vendor, choose the appropriate option for your hardware. The plus symbol at the end means that series or newer. For the desktop environment, you want KDE. And finally, there's going to be a choice for you to make here. If you want a normal desktop computer, similar to how Windows looks, choose traditional desktop. If you want the PC to boot into Steam Big Picture mode and look just like Steam OS and use it with a controller, then choose Steam Gaming mode. You can then download the installation files. Now we have an optional step which applies if you plan to dual boot Windows and Bazzite on the same SSD, if you're going to wipe the PC and only have Bazzite on there, or if you're going to install Bazzite onto a separate SSD, you can skip to the timecode shown on screen. To share an SSD between Windows and Bazzite, you need to free up some space on the SSD. Right-click the Windows icon, go to Disk Management, find your SSD. In the large data partition, right-click and then shrink volume. In the dialog box, enter the amount to shrink by. The number you put here will be how much space Bazzite will have. It's measured in megabytes, so I'll put 400,000 here as an example, which means that 400 gigabytes will be available for Bazzite with the rest for Windows. Once that's done, you'll see the unallocated space. That's perfect. Whether you needed that optional step or not, next thing to do is to use Rufus to create the USB. Open up Rufus. If prompted, allow it to check for updates online. First thing to check is that the USB device is the correct one selected at the top of the Rufus window. Next, go to the Select button, click that, and then to your Downloads folder where you'll find the Bazzite ISO file that you downloaded. All of the values should load in by themselves. You can simply go down to press Start to start the process. If at any point you get a pop-up that says something about DBX Secure Boot files, just click Yes to allow it. The flash process can take up to 20 to 30 minutes, so be patient while it does its thing. Don't use the computer for anything else while you do this, just let it flash, walk away from the PC and do something else whilst this is going on. If you're planning to dual boot with Windows on this PC, I recommend that you open a command prompt as an administrator, then type in powercfg/hibernate off. This disables the hibernate function and therefore the fast startup function, which can sometimes get in the way of a dual boot. Once the process has completed, you can now shut down the PC. If you're planning to dual boot Bazzite with another operating system like Windows, the simplest and safest thing to do is to remove all other SSDs from the computer except the one that you want Bazzite on. That will ensure absolutely no corruption, and you can put your other SSDs back in after we finish the process. Step 2. Prep the PC. We need to access the BIOS to prepare your computer for Bazzite. Turn your PC on and repeatedly tap the dedicated BIOS key on your keyboard. The key varies between manufacturers, but it's usually either Delete or F2. On screen is my Asus motherboard BIOS, but yours might look different if it's a different brand. Once you are in the BIOS, you'll normally have to go to the Advanced mode, then navigate to the Boot tab. We need to ensure that CSM is disabled. Sometimes this is also called Legacy Boot. Then we need to find the Boot menu. Place the USB stick at the top of the list. If there are more than one partition on that USB stick, choose partition 1, but most of the time it'll just have a single partition. Then next up, we need to set Secure Boot. I need to explain Secure Boot to you so that you understand it and don't mess it up. I think most people should have Secure Boot enabled. It allows for the smoothest dual boot setup if you're keeping Windows or may use Windows again in future, and it generally just keeps your options open. It is a requirement for many popular online games if you're going to dual boot with Windows, however it's not explicitly needed for Bazzite to work. I strongly recommend that you have it enabled. In my Asus BIOS I set it to Standard, then Windows UEFI mode. On other devices you may simply select Enable and Standard. Now that the required settings are in place, you should now save and exit the BIOS. Step 3. Installing Bazzite. When your PC restarts, it should load straight onto the Bazzite USB. This is the pre-installation environment, not the real deal yet. A pop-up should appear on screen with the button to install. If you don't see it, there is a shortcut on the desktop that will do the same thing. This will launch an installation wizard. Work through the preferences according to your region. Then when you get to the storage configuration, I really need you to concentrate here because it's vital that you get this correct. There are 3 options and you should listen to all 3 options before continuing. Before reviewing these options, check that the storage drive shown at the top of the page is exactly where you want Bazzite to go, and if it's not the right drive, you can change the destination. If you're dual booting with Windows on the same SSD, choose the top option to install alongside Windows. If you're dual booting with Windows but will install Bazzite to a second separate SSD, choose Erase Disk and double check the storage drive at the top of the page corresponds to the correct SSD to install to. If you want to wipe the drive, remove Windows and go full Bazzite only, then choose Erase Disk, again checking the SSD in the top is the correct one. Whichever option you chose, you can now proceed to the next step. If you get asked about encryption, I would advise that you do not encrypt the computer. Here you can set your username and password. Give it a look over, make sure all looks correct, then you can proceed. Installation can take anywhere from 5 to 40 minutes depending on your hardware. Once the process is complete, you can go to the menu and hit Shut Down. At this point, remove the installation USB. Now you can power the PC on. You may be greeted by this blue screen, which is related to Secure Boot. It looks scary, but it's very easy and I'll guide you through it. You want to enroll MOK, continue, then type the password, which is all lowercase universal blue. The characters will not appear on screen, so just type it and press enter. This assumes that you're using a QWERTY style keyboard. If you're using a different type of keyboard, go to the pinned comment because the password is different. Once you've entered the password, you can now restart the PC. You will boot into the welcome screen for Plasma Desktop, set up your region and keyboard, etc. Then connect to your network if not already connected, and click Next and then Finish. You should now load into Bazzite. If you chose the regular desktop mode, you just sign in as normal with the password that you set up in the installation wizard. If you chose the Steam gaming mode, you'll be prompted to sign into Steam, and then to rejoin us on the guide, go to the Steam menu, Power, switch to desktop so that we're all in the same place. The nice thing about Bazzite is that your drivers are already loaded, so let's get on with setting up Bazzite so that we can actually use it. Now is a good opportunity to run a one-off system update. Go to the start menu and search for update, open the window, and it will basically do everything for you, and then when you're done you can restart the PC. Step 4. Setting up Bazzite. Now that Bazzite is installed, we can do some basic setup. Bazzite usually installs Steam for you. You can sign into Steam now and access your library. But what about Epic and GOG games? Don't worry, I've got you. Go to the Bazaar icon at the bottom, which is the App Store. Download Heroic. Go into Settings and choose to automatically add games to Steam. Then you can go ahead and download the games for those launchers. They will automatically go to your Steam games list once downloaded, so you can have them all in one place. If they don't appear right away, restart Steam or the PC itself, and those icons should then appear in Steam. You can also add Heroic itself as a non-Steam game, which is useful if you plan to have the PC to work like a console. You can easily get into Heroic using a controller in the big picture mode this way. Another tip if you do it this way is to set Heroic to start in console mode in Heroic's settings menu. And the other thing to say about Heroic is you can also sign into the relevant store and purchase games if desired, or you can do it via a web browser and simply download them through Heroic. It is completely up to you. For EA, Ubisoft and others, you can also try Lutris, which is another launcher, but I won't get into that now because it's going to make the guide too long. You can set your games to start downloading, but let's check your monitor resolution and refresh rate are correct. Right-click on the desktop and go to Display Configuration. Here you can set the resolution and refresh rate and ensure that they are correct for your setup. That's all you need to get up and running in a basic sense. There's loads more to explore, but that's pretty much all you need. The final steps coming up are optional, but very helpful. That's going to be creating an easy boot menu to flick between Bazzite and Windows very easily, and how to adjust your installation if you change GPU manufacturers or you want to change between desktop and Steam big picture mode if you change your mind about which one you want. If you're leaving the guide now, I would be very grateful if you could tell me whether it worked in the comments and subscribe to the channel. We are also sponsored by PC36.co.uk, who build beautiful gaming PCs in the UK, and they even offer Linux as OS options if that's your thing. Don't forget that updates and fixes are in the pinned comment below. Now on to the optional steps. Step 5 is all about useful extras. So step 5A is our first extra, and that is rebasing. If you change your GPU, you don't need to reinstall Bazzite from the ground up, but you do need to do some config. And if you wanted to switch between the desktop experience and the Steam Big Picture mode experience as the default, that can also be done with this method, although it's far simpler to have just chosen the Steam Gaming option when you downloaded the ISO at the start. But if you have Bazzite set up and running well, then you can skip on to step 5B. Although I would say this information is actually very useful to have because you may need it in future. So what we're doing is something called rebasing. It's a little bit of a faff, but it's not too bad. Open the terminal and type BRH, then press enter. You can see what version of Bazzite you have. Plain Bazzite means that the AMD and Intel GPU drivers are loaded, and it means you're in the standard desktop configuration. Bazzite NVIDIA means the NVIDIA GPU drivers are loaded. If you see the word DEC in your Bazzite version, that means you've installed the Steam Gaming mode option. You can then go down to Rebase. You'll get a list of options to rebase the operating system. I want you to ignore any of them that say GNOME on them. Any of the options that have DEC in the title are the versions that will boot directly into that Steam Big Picture mode automatically, and the ones that don't say DEC will be the normal desktop experience. In my current setup, I have an AMD graphics card and the normal desktop experience. So if I wanted to change to the Steam Big Picture mode because I turned this computer into a living room console, for example, I would choose Bazzite DEC and then press enter. I want to choose the stable one, just plain stable, then press enter. Confirm by typing Y and then enter your password. The corresponding Bazzite image will then be loaded in. It will take a while for this to complete. Click enter when it's done. Now you can restart your PC and you'll go into the rebase image that you selected. One common issue you might get, if you rebase from a regular desktop image to a Steam gaming mode image, you might get a black screen, but we can fix this quite easily. Open a terminal by pressing Ctrl, Alt and F2 together on this black screen. Hopefully that will pop up some text on screen. It will ask you for your username and password, which you can type in. The characters you type in the password field won't appear on screen as you type, so just type your password and press enter. Then you need to type ujust space fix dash reset dash steam, then press enter and just let it do its thing. If at any point it looks frozen or the blinking dash symbol stops blinking, just press Ctrl Alt F2 again to refresh the window. Once it says Steam has exited as the final message, press enter on your keyboard. Then type reboot and press enter. Hopefully now you'll boot into the Steam gaming mode experience, but sometimes, weirdly, you'll need to open up that terminal again with Ctrl Alt F2 and then just type reboot again. Sometimes it's strange, it just does that. You'll need to sign back into Steam because the command that we used resets Steam. You'll need to change your monitor settings sometimes as well, but your games and actual file data will not have been deleted. Now you have the Steam gaming mode. If this doesn't work and you can't get past the black screen, once again invoke the terminal and use the BRH method to rebase to the desktop version again. That's going to cover you as a fallback. Step 5B is to enable an easy boot menu. If you dual boot Windows and Bazzite, this boot menu will make it way easier to choose the OS you want each time you boot up your PC. Please note this is considered experimental on my end. It's not validated by the Bazzite devs. It's something that I've come up with. In Bazzite, open the terminal and type the following command: sudo space nano space slash etc slash default slash grub. Then press enter. Then type the following commands using the down arrow to move it down one line at a time. I think you should just pause the video here. I'm not going to read all of these out, so pause the video, make a note of those, and you can put them into your terminal window. To save, press Ctrl and O together, then enter, then Ctrl and X together. Finally, type ujust space regenerate dash grub and then press enter. That will help detect all of the other operating systems that are available on your computer. When you reboot your PC, you'll get the boot menu pop up now. Use the arrow keys on your keyboard to choose the OS you want when you boot up. If you leave it and don't touch the keyboard, it will just default to opening Bazzite, which is quite useful. In the list, the second Bazzite entry is a kind of safe mode, so you don't want to use that most of the time, you just want to use the one at the top. If the timeout is too short for you, which can happen if it takes a while for your monitor to wake up, you can go back into that sudo nano command that we used and change the timeout to 10, which will double the amount of time, and you can make it even longer if you wanted. If the menu appears too small on screen, change the GFX mode line to 800 by 450. Or if you think that the text is too large on the boot menu, choose a larger resolution. And of course, use Ctrl-O, enter, then Ctrl-X to save it. If the menu just doesn't appear at all when you start up your computer, you can go into the Bazzite helper icon on the desktop, and there's an option just to one-click and make the grub menu visible. Side note, if you install any more operating systems on this PC, even on different SSDs, if you go back into Bazzite and run that regenerate grub command again, it should detect the new OS and just add it to your boot list, which can be very helpful. But grub's menu finding OS on other SSDs, it should work in theory, but it can be a bit flaky. Okay, it's time for the outro. That's it. This took a lot of work to do, so it would be really helpful just to say a simple thank you if it worked. And of course, a reminder to send your friends to pc36.co.uk for a new gaming PC rig. Hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoy Bazzite. It's a really cool Linux distribution.